He's such a poser. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Dream Daddy Poser Play. I am Poser67 coming at you again with another episode of Dream Daddy, and this one, well, I guess last one, if you remember, we decided to take a chance. We went on a second date with Joseph. Much better than the first one. I wrote him off on the first one because he was a fucking jackass, and then in the second one, still kind of a little piece of shit, but oh well, I mean, what can you do about that, you know? So here we are. We were back in our house after the date. We made Margarita Zone. We chaperoned a dance. We changed coming to calming. We're doing great. So let's go and talk to our daughter who looks a little sad. I walk into my living room to find Amanda curled up under a blanket and groaning on the couch. Hey Panda, you feeling okay? Dad, I have a tummy ache. Eat too much youth group food? I drank too deeply from the well of life and now I pay the price. And by well of life, I mean that big lukewarm punch bowl of seltzer, juice, and sherbet. Also, I should probably start just finishing the date. I don't know why I keep doing this because it's going to show me the score for the date. So we're going to find out what we scored. Amanda slides to the floor with an elongated something. Need anything, kiddo? A time machine that goes back approximately 2 hours in the past so that I can warn myself of the folly of excess. I'll pour you a glass of water. Love you, Pops. Aw. How'd the dance go? Oh, I crushed it. Got the kids on the dance floor at the expense of my dignity. A fair trade? Also, everything hurts. I'll see you in the morning, kiddo. Didn't I just say I was going to get you a glass of water? Night, Dad. Guess not. All right, we'll see what our score was from the last episode. Sorry, guys. I really should be doing that, but I'm stupid. So what can we do? I should get an S for this one. I did so good on this fucking shit. I feel like I got like 2 or 3. Hey, bull, boo. Get out of here. All right. Moving on. Another dreary night, another listless stroll through the Maple Bay. I've really been bonding with the community at Jim and Kim's lately, so my strolls have been leading me there more and more often. Peter, the man from the bank, Keith from down the street, Evelyn, who I saw at the deli that one time, and Guy, whose name I think is Carl, are basically members of the family at this point. In fact, I heard Neil, the surly bartender, mention that tonight is Keith from down the street's birthday and that he'd have to get that little baby a little cake for his special little date. What the fuck? I think he was probably just being a dick, but I headed to the bar anyway. The mere possibility of cake is a strong enough lure for me. I step inside in time to see Neil washing a cake tray with the crime scene outlined of pink icing on it. Huh? I guess it really was Keith from down the street's birthday, and I missed it. I sit down and order a beer. As I sit down at the bar, I notice that Mary from next door is sitting in the corner of the room, drinking alone again. She must have been having a rough day. She seems so weary and sad. She's been doing this more and more often lately. A pang of guilt shoots through me. Does she know? Is this because of me? Am I a homewrecker? Keep watching the game. Oh yeah, say hi. Decide to go say hello. I walk over to the booth. She doesn't look up. The seat taken? She still doesn't look up. I take a seat anyways, and she finally notices me. You. Okay, this was maybe not the best idea. Hey. Having fun with your new best friend, Joseph? He's a great... I'm so glad. I'm happy for you two. Mary, I'm not. I'd never accuse you of anything uncouth, Poser67. You're just having an innocent, very platonic time with my husband, a supportive friendship. Yeah, we literally didn't do shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Give it a rest.
You're a good friend, aren't you? I'm there when he needs me, Mary. Yep, just a friend. That's funny. Joseph usually likes his friends to at least have a spine. We can't all be as blunt as you are, Mary. So you're an expert on my marriage now. It doesn't take an expert to see that you two are miserable. I'm not trying to be the expert on your marriage. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I'm just trying to be there for my friend, okay? Oh, you're there for him? I see how you look at him. I bet you're there for him a lot. She takes a long sip of her drink. This was a mistake. You know, you're really not his type. I'm surprised. Mary pays her tab and strides right out of Jim and Kim's without looking back. Okay. How do you know I'm not his fucking type? I'm really not his type.
You've got
He's not
dads.
my type. I'm gonna get a message over here. Oh no, I'm not this time. I was so used to getting messages. Okay, so we got 2 dates down for 4 people. So let's go ahead and date Hugo next. I might continue dating. I don't know. It's hard it's a decision to make to either continue going on or not to. I navigate to Hugo's dad book page and type out a message. Hey Hugo, great seeing you at the barbecue. Want to hang out sometime? I wait for a few minutes before the computer dings. I'm so glad you messaged me, and I definitely want to hang out sometime, but I have a favor to ask. Our class is going on a field trip to the aquarium today, and one of the chaperones called in sick. Uh-oh. Is there any possible way you could come by and replace them? I completely understand if you don't want to or can't make it, but I'm gonna be honest with you here. It's the middle of the school class and I need as much help as I can get. I think about it for a moment. Man, there's a lot of screaming kids that I'd be accountable for. And they're in middle school, arguably the worst age to be. Damn. Amanda silently trudges into the kitchen and pours herself a bowl of cereal. Morning, Amanda. Morning, Pops. Hey, how was middle school for you?
Ugh.
Bad, but nobody likes middle school. It's 3 years of bad acne, crying, and being generally terrible. Everyone sucks. No self-awareness. It's just a bunch of hormonal teenagers locked in gross old building for 40 plus hours a week. Doing long division and starting fights over, I don't know, pizza day, top 40s pop? Damn. Middle schoolers should be avoided at all costs. What was your middle school experience like? I didn't like it. I thought it was fine. Yeah, mine personally, I guess I didn't like it. I had my first crush in middle school and I'm still bitter about it. Alexis Struggs. You hurt me and I'll never forget. We all had that first crush in middle school and we went too hard on it. Like you almost like, when I was in middle school, I was imagining like, oh, this is totally gonna be my wife someday. And now I'm like, why would I ever think that? I barely knew anything about her. It's that kind of thing for middle school. It's really funny. All right, what'd she say to you? Or what'd she do to you? I stare off into the middle distance, remembering the 24 hours that we dated and the 3 times we held hands between class periods. Then I remember the bitter betrayal, her leaving me for Arnold Birmingham, him making me eat dirt in front of her. Oh my god, damn. I don't want to talk about it. Now, mine was not that bad. See, middle schoolers are reprehensible. Wait, why are you asking me about middle school? Oh, Mr. Vega requested my help to chaperone his middle school class to the aquarium. Just wanted to know what I was in for. You go to the aquarium? Are you kidding me? Also, why the fuck aren't you in school, Amanda? The last field trip I got to go on was the clam chowder factory. They didn't even give us any clam chowder. They gave us square pizza at a clam chowder factory. Oh, is that why you won't eat clam chowder anymore? Clam chowder, clam. God, what is wrong with me? No, it's Bobby. It's because Bobby Wellington threw up into one of the vats of clam chowder, and I'm the only one who saw it happen. It haunts me. Right, let's leave the story firmly in the past. Anyway, you should just do it. Mr. Vegas sounds like he could really use the help. Plus, you get to hang out with cool fish. Amanda, I get kind of a weird about aquariums. The ocean makes me nervous. What? Are you worried that a whale is going to pop out of the touch tank and swallow you whole? Don't you put fear in my heart. Well, do they have penguins there? Yes, they have penguins there.
Hey!
Then it's settled. Penguins outweigh fear of the ocean. I sit back down at the computer and let Hugo know that I'm available. He tells me to meet him at the aquarium and gets me the address. I grab my keys and kiss Amanda on the forehead before I head out. I arrive at the aquarium to find that the school buses have beaten me there. Preteens huddle around the teachers in small groups, yelling at each other and goofing off. Every teacher looks like they're at their wits' end. Hugo jogs up to me, looking frazzled. I'm so glad you're here. Hugo!
I don't know.
It's been a debacle all morning. We're short-handed and most of the kids won't stop screaming, as I'm sure you know and is the case with all middle schoolers. I lived through Amanda at 12. I'm all too familiar. Great. Well, it's you and me chaperoning a group of 10 kids. They're over there, or over here. Hugo walks me over to the gaggle of preteens who are all sitting on the ground, playing with their phones. They're not playing with their phone? You mean on their phones? They're not kicking each other like some of the other groups, so we're off to a good start. Can you guys put your phones away? All the kids look up for a moment and stare at Hugo. They then go back to the texting. At least they're quiet. Too quiet. These guys are up to something. I can feel it. There's no way. They're too busy thinking about not getting food stuck in their braces to pull any stunts. It's middle school after all. We'll see. I agree. We'll see. The classes start filing into the aquarium and Hugo hands out massive stapled packets of papers to each kid. These are due at the end of the field trip. Yes, this will be for a grade. No, you can't borrow a pencil. The kids collectively groan and grab the sheets from Hugo. What's in the packet? Hey. Honestly, it's just busy work so that the teachers can have moments reprieve. I think one of the questions asked them to sit quietly for 10 minutes to think about the Great Barrier Reef. Teacher hacks. I like that. Wait, I thought you were an English teacher. What does the aquarium have to do with books?
Oh.
We just did a unit on the old man and the sea. Nothing quite like the introducing the kids to futile preservance? Futile perseverance of the human spirit by making them pet stingrays. It gives us time to check out some of the exhibits as well. Come on, they have a phenomenal selection of tropical fish. While the kids sit on the floor and pretend to do their assignments while they text, Hugo and I wander over to the large tank filled with brightly colored fish. Hugo points to a brown and white fish with long spines. That right there is a lionfish. Did you know that their stomachs can expand up to 30 times in size? Jesus. Whoa. Their spines are venomous too. Their spines are? Nature is hardcore. You think that's bad? Take a look at this one over here. Hugo points to a spiny, grumpy looking fish hanging out near the bottom of the tank. That's a stonefish. They're the most venomous fish in the world. And they, like, keep it there? Oh, they're relatively harmless so long as you don't step on them. What happens if you step on them? Tissue necrosis. Cool. Nature is wild. Man, Hugo seems to know a lot about fish. I feel the overwhelming need to impress him. Hey, see that fish over there? That one? Yeah, that's the American longfin. Blue-nosed wiggly fish. Humphead Rassie? Yeah? Did you know that paranormal fish trivia, psychiatric fish trivia, political fish trivia, paranormal. This fish sleeps upside down, but contrary to popular belief, is not an actual vampire. That's the vampire fish. Wait, are you serious? Serious as a heart attack. We're talking fish here. There's no time for jokes. That's a, clownfish. Hey, fuck you! How could you not like that? That was funny. Fuck you. Right. We lead the kids to another room. Sharks, sea turtles. Fuck you, asshole. Sea turtles, eels, and other marine life swim around the massive floor-to-ceiling aquarium. The kids begin to take selfies with the sharks. Hugo leaves my side to separate two kids who start fighting over a Capri Sun. Wow, Capri Suns are still a thing? I walk around the room, reading the tiny little blurbs about different fish swimming inside the enclosure. After a while, I look around to see Hugo again. He's gazing up at the aquarium in a childlike wonder. The ripples in the water cast blue moving shadows across his face. For someone surrounded by angry hormonal preteens, he looks completely peaceful. He looks really cute in this light. I hope he doesn't notice me staring. Wow. I walk over to join him. Beautiful, isn't it? I'd rather stare at you. We can learn a great deal from Mother Ocean. A great many mysteries lie in the ocean. It truly is fascinating to be able to observe it in a setting such as this. That's a very astute point, Poser 67. We stand together for a moment, admiring the wonders of marine life. We eventually make our way to the touch tank room, which seems to be the only thing that the kids are actually interested in. The tank is filled with a variety of horseshoes, crabs, sea urchins, stingrays, and small fish. I stand around the edges of the tank to keep a wary distance from the sea life. Who knows what kind of nefarious plans those horseshoe crabs have for my well-moistured hands. Hugo rolls up his sleeve and sticks his hand in the water. Don't you want to get pet some rays, Poser 67? Oh, I think I'm good. I think I should just stay over here and admire them from a respectable distance. Come on, it'll be fun and informative. Don't make fun of me, but I'm scared to touch them. I get weird when there's no glass separating us. I don't know what any of those things are, but I get the feeling they will probably bite me and my delicious hands if given the chance. Nothing in this tank can hurt you. The stingrays have had their barbs removed, and the horseshoe crabs only eat little clams. And the anemones? Yeah, that's from fucking Finding Nemo. Anemones are perfectly safe to touch. Against my better judgment, I approach the tank, slowly dipping my hand into the cold water. I touch a stingray as it glides past me. See, not so bad. It feels like a fun, slimy leather. Things get a lot less scary when you learn more about them, right? I dive my hand back and touch tank with a renewed vigor for ocean life. I poke at some urchins and feel the hard carapace of a horseshoe crab. My hand brushes against Hugo as we reach for the same anemone. I pull away, blushing. I'm always blushing. God damn it. Hugo smiles at me. Hey, you're supposed to be touching the fish. Well, your penis looked good, okay, Hugo? Sorry, I just got a little carried away Wait. That girl over there looks suspicious. Why is that? Are backpacks usually that wet? Hold on. Susan! Susan, get back here! Hugo runs after a middle schooler and catches her before she can make it to the exit. Want to tell me what's in the bag? Textbooks? Want to tell me what's really in the bag? Susan won't budge. I walk over to Hugo and the girl. I think he might need a bad cop. Look, kid. No time for games here. That's an easy 5 to 10 in the clink. I'm not afraid to hit a child. Oh, I should do that one. Oh, I don't know. I like the 5 to 10 years. No, I'm not afraid. I don't know. I'm not afraid to hit a child. Fuck it. I am strong. I am stronger than you. I don't care about my public image. Fuck you, Hugo. That was amazing. Poser 67, please don't say that. You're not a teacher. You can't tell me what to do. Yes, well, I am. Can you please put the bag down? Next time you won't say please. Susan glares at Hugo for a moment before dropping her book bag on the floor. It lands with a wet slap. We stare at it for a moment before it starts to move. Hugo leans down and unzips the backpack. A horseshoe crab frantically scuttles out and across the floor. An employee swoops in, scoops it up, and places it back into the tank. She gives us a disappointing look. Jesus, Susan, what was your plan? I was trying to free him. To where? Outside? Where was he gonna die? Susan, go back to your group. We'll discuss this later. Yeah, and hands where we can see him. Susan sulks off. Leave me alone with Hugo. He gives me a pat on the shoulder. Middle schoolers have sticky hands. I doubt that's the first time that's happened here. Or the least. In the next room, we see a variety of smaller tanks, sea urchins, tiny fish, and a rainbow of beautiful underwater plant life surround us. Look over here. Hugo points so some seahorses gathered at Hugo points to some seahorses, I'm guessing, but so there. Hugo points so some seahorses gathered at the bottom of the tank. One of them is in the middle of the giving birth. Oh. That's actually the male seahorse. Sort of takes fatherhood to a new level, doesn't it? So the male seahorse, I think I know this. So it doesn't actually give birth. Like, birth is a relative term for it. The female lays the eggs into the male's, it's like a sac, I think. And then his sperm, what's the word I'm looking for? Propagates the eggs. Like germanize, kind of the same thing, only it's not a plant. So it propagates or germinizes the eggs, and that's why they give birth. But he's not actually giving birth. He's just sperming the eggs just outside of the female because the female already laid them. Hey kids, come check this out. There's a male seahorse giving birth. A low murmur from the students. They just jump back on their phones. Fun fact, male seahorses can even give birth and then get pregnant in the same day. Again, they're not pregnant. It's a misconception. I don't think the pregnancy is technically the term because they're not producing the eggs. They're just holding the eggs inside a sac that's kind of like where their sperm propagates. I don't know. Pregnant's not the right term. Man, we thought we had it hard. I wonder if they have to deal with their kids' awkward teenage years too. All however many thousands of them. You seem to know a lot about marine life, Hugo. Yes. It's not really my speciality, but I do make a point to learn as much as possible whenever I can. I can appreciate that. I think that learning shouldn't end when you leave school. We should challenge ourselves to find out more about the things we don't understand every day of our lives. Because if you stop learning, I don't think you'll ever be able to grow or change as a person. Good point. But I still don't trust the ocean. We'll get there. We finally make our way over to my favorite part of the tour, the Arctic exhibit. Do we get to see the penguins? Oh. Yes, we get to see the penguins. Hell yes. Our group of kids run around the exhibits. They won't stop tapping on the glass of the puffin enclosure, trying to get their attention. For at least a few moments, teachers, chaperones, and students alike seem to be having a great time. What was I so worried about? This isn't too bad. What? Hugo suddenly grabs my arm. Oh my god, there's a student in the penguin enclosure. Wait, just kidding, it's very bad. Is it one of ours? I don't know. It most certainly is. Molly Henderson, Susan's friend. I look over to the penguins and see a determined-looking kid crouching behind a rock. She's hiding just out of sight in one of the employees. Over on one side of the enclosure, I see the door to the exhibit ajar. Was it unlocked this whole time? We gotta stop her before the staff sees her and bans our school for life. Hugo looks around. I'll create a distraction. Hugo runs toward the puffin exhibit and addresses the entire room. Everybody, 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 I have an announcement. The whole room turns towards Hugo.
Oh, no.
Here's a few facts I bet you didn't know about penguins. Everybody just stares at Hugo confused. Well, this is my shot. I run into the enclosure and I'm greeted by a cold blast of air. Psst, hey. The girl whips around and looks at me. Her nose is pink from the cold. You can't be in here. Neither can you. I try to walk over to the girl, but the ground is so icy I just end up slipping. I catch myself before I hit the ground, but the girl still laughs at me. Contrary to popular belief, penguins are birds. Birds are traditionally known to fly, but penguins cannot, so I can understand some confusion when they're discussing the birdness of penguins. The crowd is still somehow enraptured. Kid, what are you even doing? I'm letting the penguins go. They deserve freedom. Where are they gonna even go? They're gonna go live in my closet. Look, I don't even have time to argue about this. We gotta get out of here. Not until I save a penguin. Little known fact is that penguins only live in cold climates. With some exceptions, so they don't all live in cold climates if you're splitting hairs here. Did I mention that they don't fly? The crowd is starting to lose interest. I'm running out of time. Lay down. Try to relate to her. Let's try to relate to her. I think back to the time I released all the feeder mice from the pet store. It was a disaster. I was 6, but it was a disaster. Molly, you know, life can be cruel. Money, give me money. I will give you $20 right now if you leave with me. Molly thinks for a second. Okay, well, give it to me right now. I reach into my pocket, pull out everything I have, examining each bill. Okay, well, I have 12 and some change, and there's a button here. Is that enough? Pay me the other 8 later and we have a deal. We moved to shaken on our arrangement before I suddenly realized there's a wave of penguins on their way out of the enclosure. We're gonna have to block these birds. Ooh, a minigame?
Block that bird!
How do you do that? Oh, there's Susan. Okay, I see. Think they have to get closer? I'm confused. How are you supposed to block the birds? Do I just keep hitting? I'm trying. It's not working. But I'm doing great now. Keep hitting. Screw you, birds. Get out of here, penguins. Why are you purple and have bow ties? What? How did you get out? Oh my god, this is impossible! How are you supposed to do this? Block the birds! Block the birds! Oh, now I'm punching them. It looks like they were still able to get out. Oh, 3 penguins escaped. That's not too bad. Yeah, that's nice. Bribery works. Should've just bribed her to start out with. I think that was one of the options. Hugh, glad that's over. Just in time, too. Looks like Hugo is wrapping up on his diversionary penguin speech. Oh. And that's why I think that penguins are one of the best animals in the world. A few people in the audience clap out on sense of duty. Everybody starts dispersing. Hugo spots us from across the way and runs over. Molly, what were you doing in there? I was liberating animals, Mr. Vega. You realize that the penguins can only survive in Arctic temperatures, right? You would have had a dead penguin on your hands. Well, it was the thought that counts. No, Molly, it wasn't. Molly turns to me. You owe me $8. Huh? What? I'll pay you later, kid. Molly runs off towards Susan. I suppose that they can compare animal thieves' notes. You're not off the hook, Molly. Post 67, did you just bribe a child? I bribed a child. I don't know what she's talking about. You can't play the rules when there's a penguin on the line. Listen, man, we've all done dark things in our lives. I'm not the young, bright-eyed youth I used to be. That person believed in a world where you wouldn't have to bribe the children to save a penguin. The me today knows different. I only wish I could go back. Let's just get through the day and get out of here. Amazing. With the day finally coming to a close, the whole field trip is ushered through the gift shop and we make our way back to the school buses. As we leave the aquarium, the kids load onto the buses. Hugo pulls me aside. Hey, Poser67, thank you so much for helping out today. You're a lifesaver. It was no problem. It was actually kind of fun. Let me take you out next time to make it up to you. You like cheese boards? I love cheese boards. I don't know what a cheese board is. There's nothing on earth more satisfying than a good cheese board. Great. Well, I gotta go make sure the kids don't steal anything else. See you around. I walk inside to find the house empty. I wonder where Panda's at. Before I know it, Amanda pops in through the front door. What you up to tonight? Just doing some homework. How was the aquarium? It was an adventure. Some kid tried to steal a penguin. We've all been there. I had to run in and grab her before any of the employees saw. You gotta go into the penguin enclosure. Did you steal a penguin for us? Amanda, no penguins were stolen thanks to the valiant efforts of myself and Mr. Vega. It was nice getting to spend some time with Hugo, though. I'm surprised he helped complete a covert op. He's usually kind of a what? Kind of a stick in the mud. All right, I can see that. He's actually pretty cool. I had a good time with him. All right, too much adventure for me today. I'm gonna go rest my eyes. You mean take a nap? There's a difference. You'll learn when you become a father. All right, let's see how we did on our date, and then we'll call it a video. Potty humor. Oh, you don't like my potty humor? Man, that's the lowest I've ever gotten. 384 on dad points. Hey, okay, that's good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching another episode of Poser Play Dream Daddy. We will be back next time for another Hugo date, more than likely. So I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye. He's such a poser.